guys, so I just arrived at my first destination in Switzerland. I took 2 buses and 1 train to get here. I'm staying at a really nice capsule hotel, my first ever capsule hotel, and it's really interesting. I kind of get like this whole little, I don't know, little compartment to myself, so it's kind of nice and it gives a lot of privacy. Right now I am headed to the lake to do a little walk around the promenade. So far the travel day has been pretty good. I haven't had any mishaps, and Switzerland so far has been absolutely beautiful. Wow, it is beautiful here. I am walking around the lake. I just walked down the chapel bridge, so it's like a chapel and the bridge goes right across this river here, and there's multiple bridges that you can go across and just admire the view and take pictures. I'm planning on hiking tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna get up nice and early so that I can take advantage of my time here in Switzerland. I think I'm planning on being here for about 12 days, so I'm gonna try and see as much as I can. Well guys, I am headed back to my capsule to hopefully get a good night's rest because I will be doing some hiking tomorrow. I will see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning everyone. I slept pretty good last night in my little capsule. Today I am going to Mount Rigi, and I have to get there by taking the boat shuttle across the lake, and then I take a cable car up towards half the mountain, and then I hike the rest of the way and then reverse to come back down. So we'll see how that goes. I also wanted to tell you guys that this morning while I was eating breakfast, I saw a hit and run. I kind of wish I got some of the interaction on video, but it really wasn't that exciting. There was a guy on a bike, and I think the other guy who was driving the car tapped him, and he got upset, and then the other guy just like drove off. Like, he pretended he was parking, and then he just like drove off. So I was like, whoa, what's going on? So that was my daily entertainment for the morning. I am going to try and find an ATM just so that I have some backup cash just in case I need it at all while I'm here in Switzerland. And then I am going to head on my hike.
Richtung 11:12 Uhr Richtung Verkehrshaus Lido, Hemtenstein, weg.
Like, she lives off, like she grew up outside of Lucerne, like between Lucerne and everything. And they used to. Well, I made it to the other side of the lake. I'm in Vegas now, and I'm about to take the cable car up halfway to Mount Rigi. The boat ride was absolutely stunning. There were views on either side. The water is like glacier water. It's so beautiful. I will have to say, it's been pretty expensive here so far. The boat shuttle was like $50, and then the cable car is like $60, and that's USD. But I think it's going to be worth it. It's an absolutely beautiful day, so we're gonna have some nice views. This town is a lot quieter than Lucerne. Lucerne was very crowded, but here it's like so peaceful. I bet it's probably because everybody is up at the top of Mount Rigi. That was an interesting cable car ride and absolutely beautiful. The views were definitely worth it, but we went over the little pillar things and the whole thing swayed back and forth. So a lot of people weren't expecting that, and I was certainly not expecting that. And we all went, whoa, because it felt like the whole thing was gonna drop. But I can see the mountains already. Switzerland is absolutely stunning. The sign said that it would take about an hour or two to get to the top, and that's not too bad. The hostel guy told me 5 hours from the very bottom to the very top, and I was like, oh, round trip, that's not that bad, I've done that before. And he's like, no, that's one way. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's why I took the cable car to halfway, just so I could shorten it a little bit. Apparently there are multiple trails to get up to the top, and the one that I'm on has nobody on it, so I hope it's the right one. But I'm pretty much in the woods, and for the most part I think you can get up to the top on a paved path. You just kind of follow the signs on which trail you want to go on. I did end up buying a pair of hiking boots and trekking poles. I really should have brought my hiking gear because I knew that I was going to be hiking, but I didn't bring it. I don't know why, but it was an expensive mistake because I did not have time to purchase hiking gear while I was in Germany, and I had to buy it when I got into Switzerland, which, as you know, the Swiss franc is worth quite a bit more than the US dollar. So, silly mistake, and I will not be doing that again, but I am happy to have my hiking boots and trekking poles now. I can't believe that I am in Switzerland right now. Honestly, it feels like a dream. Like, do you ever feel like something is too good to be true and you're just trying to soak in everything that you can, but it feels like that's impossible to do? Hopefully that's not just me. This is absolutely just amazing. I'm so excited to be here right now. This is probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my entire life. This is probably the best view I've ever had at the top of a mountain. I am speechless. I made it to the very top, and I don't even know how to explain the beauty that I am seeing right now. There's a 360-degree panoramic view at the top here. So technically you see Lake Lucerne, and you also see another lake, which I forgot the name of, which is on the other side. But you're just pretty much surrounded by mountains. So I think right now I'm going to enjoy a snack and admire the view. I would say the hike is mainly on paved walkways. I wouldn't really say it was that difficult. Look at this. Okay, time for a snack. Well, I spent about an hour admiring the view and eating some snacks, and now I am headed back down. I decided to take a little detour, and turns out there's also a nice view on this side too. So pretty. I think today was a great day. The views, I mean, I don't think the camera does it justice, but I'm pretty sure I shed a couple tears back there just looking at all the mountains and the lakes and the Alps. I think my next spot is going to be somewhere where the hikes are a little bit more accessible or a little bit cheaper, because I was not really expecting having to take like a ferry across a lake and then like a cable car up the side of a mountain and then walking on like a paved path. I'm not complaining though, because the views were absolutely amazing and totally worth the price that I paid today. But there's something to say about working for the view that you're gonna get, you know, like hiking a super strenuous like 5-hour hike and then getting up to the top, you get these kinds of views. That's like a feeling I can't even explain. So I don't really know where I'm gonna go next. I heard Bern is a good place to be, a cute little town apparently, or Grindelwald I think is the next one. Honestly, this trip is whatever I want it to be. I just have to kind of tell myself that, because you know, you look up everything, you look up the pre-planned itineraries that people have online for you, and like those are the spots that everybody else goes to. You're kind of like, well, I guess I'll go there because everybody else is going there and it's easy to get there. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll kind of see where I go next, but there is some mountains that I'm looking at right now. Beautiful. But yeah, I mean, Switzerland so far, everybody's so nice. I tried to brush up on some beginner Swiss German / Swiss French so that I wasn't being like rude or anything, so I at least know how to say hi and bye and please and thank you. But I had no clue that Switzerland doesn't really have like a dedicated language to it. Like, I mean, they don't teach us this in school, or at least the school that I went to, like the language that Swiss people speak. I thought it was just like Swiss, but I had no clue that it was like a mixture of the surrounding languages around the country. Pretty cool. I mean, I guess if you know like French, you'll be all set when you go to the French area of Switzerland. And if you know German, I'm pretty sure that's like the major language in Switzerland. As for right now, I am going to make my way to the cable car, and then I will probably grab a bite to eat and head back to my hostel. So I will see you guys in a little bit.
Qua. Ok, no, dall'altro lato.
Good morning. Right now I am headed to the train station. I'm headed to Interlaken today. I had a pretty good stay at the capsule hostel that I stayed at. The train ride today is hopefully going to be a shorter one. I think about like an hour and a half or 2 hours. So not too bad. And the trains here in Switzerland are so nice. Like the seats are really comfortable. There's a bathroom. They're really quiet. All right, I will see you guys when I get to the station. I have just officially made it to Interlaken. The views along the way were breathtaking. Right now I am walking to my next hostel, which is about 20 minutes away. So I will see you guys when I get there. Oh, that's not very secure. I dropped off my luggage at my hostel, and now I'm just kind of exploring the town because I can't check in until like 4 p.m. and the views are amazing here. Right now I'm currently looking at a beautiful glacier, and I have like about 3 hours until I can check in, so I don't really know what I'm going to do. I kind of wanted to go for a little hike, but I didn't feel like changing into my hiking clothes and kind of figuring out where I wanted to go. I might end up asking like the hostel staff what they think when I check in at 4, because I think you can just do like a lake walk or some easy hikes and some shorter ones around here. But this definitely feels like a different vibe than Lucerne. Lucerne was kind of just like lakes and cable cars, and here it's more like mountainous and hiking, and there's still a couple lakes on either side of the city, which I am definitely going to check out and hopefully take a dip in one. And I hope it doesn't rain the whole time that I'm here. It is kind of cloudy right now, but thankfully I can still see all of the mountains that are surrounding me. I think I'm just going to walk around, chill out on this bench, have a snack, find some food. I don't know, the options are endless. So I will talk to you guys later. I am walking to a little viewpoint. The water is such a pretty color. Well, it started raining pretty hard. Seems like everywhere I go, it's fucking raining. So I turned around and I'm going to find somewhere else to eat because I don't think there's gonna be that great of a view because of the clouds. As you can tell, I'm obviously not in a good mood. Probably because I'm hungry. Oh. Okay. I found a spot of coverage, but it's coming down really hard right now and I'm just getting soaked even though I have an umbrella. Well, I made it to my hostel and I made a very expensive mistake and booked it yesterday. And I'm sure during the off season you could probably get away with that and not have to deal with consequences that I had to deal with, but I did not do that, and silly mistake. So I ended up with a private room for like, I think it was like $400 for 3 nights, which is pretty expensive, but I get a room to myself, so I'm trying to look at the positives here. I get a room by myself and I have a decent view, and I am in one of the most beautiful cities in Switzerland. So I am probably just going to kind of relax. I was in kind of a bad mood earlier, so sorry about that. But I ate some food and I am in a much better mood. However, it's still kind of raining and windy and cold, and the views aren't that great anyways, so I think I'm just gonna stay inside for the rest of the night and kind of watch out the window to see if it clears up anytime soon. And yeah, that is the plan for the rest of the day. Well, I made it to the viewpoint that I wanted to go to earlier, and it's absolutely beautiful. Take a look. It took me about an hour to get here, so I don't think I'm going to spend too long because I don't want to be walking back in the dark, but I figured I could admire it for a few minutes and then head back. Well, good morning everyone. Yesterday after I went to that little viewpoint, I didn't really do too much. I just kind of came back here and relaxed because it was still kind of gloomy weather, and today it's still raining and cloudy, but there are these caves that I want to go explore. I got a little visitor card, so technically in a lot of the cities in Switzerland, when you book a hotel in a certain city, like in the center, I think, you get what's called a visitor card, and that enables you free transportation within the city. So it's only specifically for that city. You can't really like take a long train and go and do like a day trip somewhere because it won't be free. But yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna take the free bus to those caves, and I believe it's 17 francs for a ticket, and that is with the visitor card discount. And then yeah, but right now I am going to grab some breakfast from the store. My hotel doesn't really have like a kitchen. I mean, it has like a microwave and some utensils and plates and a fridge, which is more than what most of the hostels that I've stayed at has. And then I am going to explore some caves. I am at the Swiss caves now. I figured I am trying to make the most of my time here in Interlaken, even though it's going to be raining and there's not going to be the best views. I can at least check out this cool cave while I'm at it. There is a pretty decent view from the museum, so you can see some of the mountains and the lake right there. But let's go check out these caves. Those caves were super cool. I saw lots of cool stalactites and stalagmites, and now I'm going to sit and enjoy a little snack, and then I don't really know what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. I think I'm just going to maybe walk around town and explore and hopefully get to see some mountains eventually, and maybe even plan out what I'm going to do for the next couple of days. But yeah, I am just kind of relaxing and having a good time. Good morning. The sun is shining and now it's time to get up in the mountains. I am currently on the trail to hike to Harder Kulm, and it said that it would probably take about like maybe 2.5 hours. It's like 4.6 miles round trip, so not too bad. And apparently the views are amazing from up top, so I am excited for that. Well, I think I'm about halfway up, and the views have been absolutely beautiful. I'm looking out across the lake now, and that color is just so pretty, and the mountains, and I'm so happy that the sun is out. This is amazing. Well, I made it to the top and the view is amazing. I just wish you could see more of that mountain right there, but the clouds are taking their time. But still, I mean, the view of the two lakes is awesome.
Oh, that's the walk up you can do. So?
Well, as always, I had a snack, and now I am making my way back into town, and I think I'm going to find something to eat for lunch, and I might just chill out in the park because it's an absolutely beautiful day, and this is my last full day in Interlaken before I head to Zermatt, and I think I'm just going to kind of relax.